Hello, everyone. My name is Magali, and together with my team members Alex, Josie, Joshua, and Luca, we have conducted an analysis of the pharmaceutical industry in both Belgium and Canada using different research methods. Pharmaceuticals has always played a significant role in our society, but has definitely gained attention since the outbreak of the coronavirus in 2020. It has shown us just how vital this industry is to us, and with this comes the question of how new companies can break through, find success, and what factors influence their chances. The pharmaceutical industry discovers, develops, produces, and markets drugs for use as medications to be administered to patients with the aim to alleviate symptoms or disease conditions and vaccinate them. Furthermore, the market has experienced significant growth during the past 2 decades, and pharma revenues worldwide totaled 1.42 trillion US dollars in 2021. Thus, it goes without saying that pharma is a booming market for investors and entrepreneurs. And I will give the word to my colleagues.
So Takeda Canada is one of our company we interview, and Takeda Canada is a subsidiary of Takeda Pharmaceutical Company, a global company based in Japan, and they focus on innovative products for the Canadian market. And they are established in 1996, and their headquarters is in Oakville, Ontario. They committed to improving the health and well-being of Canadians through the development and delivery of innovative medicine in key therapeutic areas, including gastroenterology, hematology, and oncology. So here's the pastel analysis. And for the political aspect, the company advocates for policy supporting innovation and patient access to medicine. And for the environmental aspect, they practice sustainability by using renewable energy and reducing waste generation. Sociological, they changing health trend and demographic. And next, there's technological aspect. The company use digital technologies like mobile health apps and telemedicine to improve patient outcomes. And for the legal, the operation includes ensuring compliance with Canadian laws and regulations related to pharmaceuticals, including safety, labeling, and advertising. And the last one is economic. They invest in R&D, generates revenue for Canadian healthcare, and export products globally.
Okay, so Pfizer Incorporated doesn't really need much of an introduction. They are the global leader in pharmaceuticals with a market share of nearly 14%. They are mostly known for Advil or ibuprofen, Viagra, and obviously leading development in the COVID-19 vaccine. Pfizer's headquarters are actually in New York. They have 39 manufacturing sites and 11 distribution centers all over the world. We were able to contact the senior manager at one of these manufacturing sites in Puurs, Belgium. Puurs' global supply site is one of the largest in Pfizer's network. It produces 400 million doses of vaccines and medicines annually that are distributed around 170 countries worldwide. The site itself holds a very large focus on sustainability, which is always great for a company's public image. It has 2 wind turbines, plenty of solar panels, encourages commuting by bike, on-site water treatment, so on and so forth. I will now pass it on to Magali.
So, Pfizer Belgium is fortunate enough to find themselves in a politically stable and predictable country that is led by a democratic government, but it's important to note that there is great pressure on said government to lower the prices of healthcare and products. When it comes to economics, things like a strong healthcare system and a large dependency on international trade play the biggest roles here. When it comes to the social aspect, Belgians are pretty open towards innovation and new healthcare methods, but it is also important to note the vastly aging population. Almost 20% of the Belgian population is over 65 years old, and that means a high demand for healthcare and pharmaceutical products for chronic diseases. Belgium really is a hub for R&D, and Pfizer alone already spends 15% of its revenue on that. And this is necessary because there is a major competition from neighbor countries and artificial intelligence. The legal environment is quite strict, and the Federal Agency for Medicines and Healthcare Products keeps a close eye on the pharma industry here. And last but not least, there is the environmental aspect of it, and here it is notable that recent scandals have caused the public to grow concerned about the impact of waste disposal in the industry.
Pfizer's business level strategy, is differentiation. They market themselves as an innovative biopharmaceutical company that specializes in cutting-edge research with the goal of deploying targeted treatments to customers. The company is committed to quality, safety, and excellence in the discovery, development, and manufacturing of their medical solutions. Pfizer emphasizes why they are great at what they do, the main causes, and the things they are committed to. They create products that are desired and wanted by customers, and perhaps most importantly, difficult to copy by competitors.
So in terms of business level strategy for Takeda, they're using focus strategy. First, they're doing targeted market, a focus strategy that involves identifying and targeting specific customer segment. For example, Takeda Pharma focus strategy centers on serving patients with specific disease such as cancer and gastrointestinal disorder. By targeting these segments, Takeda Pharma can create products and services that meet their specific needs. Second, they also specialize product. To implement this strategy, a company must offer specialized products or services that meets the unique needs of its target customer. Third one, competitive advantage. By focusing on this specific market segment, a company can develop a competitive advantage over rivals or competitors who serve a broader market. This can involve leveraging expertise and resources to create products that are better suited to the needs of the target market. Overall, Takeda Pharma focus strategy has allowed the company to become a leading provider of treatment for cancer.
So for Pfizer, we were able to find the responsiveness of the company related to external factors. So Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccines prices skyrocketed in 2021, and according to them, this was because they simply were better than those of their competitors. They noticed that there was a big demand for their products and that governments were willing to pay high prices if this meant they could keep their citizens safe and healthy. During the entire course of the pandemic, the company earned $37.8 billion in sales revenue, and that goes to show that they were pretty responsive during that time, taking into account their differentiation strategy.
Okay, so Pfizer's strengths lie in its very strong brand reputation and being global leaders in pharmaceutical research and development. The latter obviously comes with the huge weakness of very high R&D costs. Because they are focused on worldwide supply, sudden changes in countries' regulation can have major effects on their income and require a very large amount of resources to work around. So Pfizer's strong R&D allows it to capitalize on newly emerged technologies. Globally, the demand for healthcare products keeps increasing. As the market leaders, they profit a ton from this phenomenon. Even though they are among the top, this doesn't negate competition from other large pharmaceutical companies such as Johnson & Johnson. Very much like changing the country's policies, healthcare policies tend to change too, forcing an intense R&D push to get the better of the competition, which luckily Pfizer does very well.
In terms of SWOT analysis for Takeda, first for their strength, they have a strong brand recognition. Takeda is well known, like what I've said a while ago, Takeda Pharma is well-known brand in the pharmaceutical industry with a long history and global presence. It also have a diverse product portfolio. For its weakness, dependence on key products. Some of the Takeda Pharma key products such as medicine for cancer significant portion of the company revenue, dependence on a few products exposes the company to risk, limited presence in some markets. Takeda Pharma presence in some markets, such as Europe, is relatively limited compared to its competitors. In terms of opportunity, they have expanded into emerging markets where there is growing demand for pharmaceutical products and large patient population. They also have strategic partnership and acquisition. The company can leverage strategic partnership and acquisition to expand its product portfolio and market presence. In terms of threats, intense competition, the pharmaceutical company industry is highly competitive, with numerous players varying for market share. Takeda Pharma faces competition from both established players and new entrants. Second, it's pricing pressure. Takeda Pharma pricing pressure from government regulators, health insurance companies, and other payers who are looking to control healthcare costs. This could impact the company profitable and revenue growth.
Let's see now some of the aspects that we extrapolate from the interview related with the topic studied in class. The first one is departmentalization. So Takeda Canada and Pfizer both use functional departmentalization, where departments are grouped based on their specialized function. However, Takeda Canada has a more decentralized approach to departmentalization, allowing the company to respond quickly to changes in the market. Pfizer instead has a more centralized approach to departmentalization, which facilitates coordination and collaboration across departments. The second one is organizational structure. So Takeda Canada operates as a subsidiary of Takeda Pharmaceutical Company Limited, headquartered in Japan, and Takeda Canada has a decentralized organizational structure which empowers employees to make a decision and respond to local market conditions. Then Pfizer, on the other hand, has a more centralized organizational structure which facilitates decision-making at the top levels of the organization. The third aspect is environmental complexity. We all know that pharmaceutical industry is highly regulated and complex, and Takeda Canada and Pfizer have different approaches to environmental complexity. The first one, the Takeda Canada's decentralized organizational decentralized organizational structure allows the company to be nimble and respond quickly to changes in the regulatory environment. Then Pfizer's centralized organizational structure allows to the company to coordinate and manage regulatory compliance across its operations. The third aspect regards the ethic and the social responsibility. Both Takeda Canada and Pfizer have robust ethics and social responsibility programs. Takeda Canada is committed to reducing its environmental impact and improving access to healthcare in the community it serves. Pfizer has a broad CSR program that includes reducing its environmental impact, improving patient access to medicines, and supporting global health initiatives. Then finally, we have the controlling function, and we divide this part in two parts because Takeda Canada decentralized structure empower managers and employees to make decisions that affect the organizational performance. So the company's approach to control it is centered on continuous improvement, which involves measuring performance, identifying areas for improvement, and implementing changes. Takeda Canada uses case performance indicator, or also known as KPIs, to monitor performance and identify trends. The company also uses data-driven approach to decision-making, which allows managers to make informed decisions based on data. Then, on the other hand, we have Pfizer that has a centralized structure allows to tighter control over the organization's performance. The company's approach to control is centered on performance target and metrics, which are set at the corporate level and cascade down to business units and departments. Pfizer uses a range of tools and techniques to monitor performance, including financial statement, KPIs, and dashboard. The company also has a rigorous system for evaluating and adjusting performance, which involves regular performance reviews and feedback sessions. Let's move now the final part and talk about the team reflection. We divide this in two parts, the success factor and the challenges. Let's start with the success factor, and let's start with the first one, that is communication. One of the key success factor for our team was communication. We made sure to send regular content through email, video conferencing, and instant messaging, and we were able to collaborate effectively despite the time zone difference. And second, we had a shared goal, and we all share a clear understanding of the project goal, and we were committed to to working together to achieve them. This helped us to stay focused and motivated throughout the project. And the last one is like cross-cultural learning. One of the major successes of the Coil project was the opportunity to learn from each other's cultural perspective. We were able to share insight and experience to enrich our understanding of the subject matter and help us develop a more global mindset. For the part regards the challenges we faced, the technical issues. One of the major challenges we faced was technical issues. So such as unreliable internet connection and software compatibility problems. These issues sometimes cause delays and frustration and require us to be flexible and creative in finding solutions. Then we have the time management. Balancing the demand of the Coil project with our other academic and personal commitment was another challenge. We had to be proactive in managing our time and setting realistic deadlines to ensure we could complete the project on schedule. Then the last challenge that we faced on was language barriers. And while we were all fluent in English, there was still some instance where language barriers created misunderstanding or made communication more difficult. We had to be patient, understanding with each other, and make an effort to clarify any confusion.
To conclude this project, Pfizer Belgium faces political challenges related to drug pricing, healthcare access, and regulatory oversight. Economically, competition rising, and the impact of COVID-19 affect the company. In terms of Takeda Pharma Canada, it also contributes to the Canadian economy and prioritizes innovative medicine. Technological advancement and sustainable practices drive the company operation, legal compliance, advocacy for support policies, and ethical business practices are crucial. Thank you so much. That's our presentation.